Welcome. Thank you for joining us live with the Marion County Chamber of Commerce here at the beautiful 304 Collective Studios here in Fairmont, West Virginia. Tonight is the first in our series of City Council candidate forums. We will broadcast these throughout the month of September at 7 p.m., so be sure to follow all of our pages to keep up on those notifications. I'm Jonathan Board. I'm the chairman of the Marion County Chamber of Commerce, and tonight we are joined by David Alex Knapp, candidate for District 2. Before we get started, we would love for you all to participate. If you're with us, please comment and say hello. Also, if you have any questions for the candidate this evening, please leave those in the comments, and we'll ask some questions from the community at the end of our session. We'd also remind everyone, when voting for City Council, every resident of the city will vote for one person from each district. So be sure you tune in to meet each candidate. So without further delay, Alex, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you all for having me.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your bio?
Sure. Again, my name is Dave Knapp, but please call me Alex. I've been here long enough. You know, the town has a great feel, a great family feeling. I am West Virginia, born and raised. I'm originally from St. Albans, about 20 minutes west of Charleston on the Kanawha River. Air Force veteran, served for 4 years, Mountain Home Air Force Base, Idaho, and got done with that. One of my fellow airmen called me up. He'd got out about 6 months before me and said, "Hey, come to DC. I've got a job for you." So we packed up, moved to DC, and I worked for the FBI for 6 years. And I don't know if you've ever lived in DC. Okay, so then you know, about 6 years is about it.
It's a good time to depart.
It was, yeah. And so I'm an IT guy by trade. Okay, so
great.
I started looking for work here in West Virginia. Fairmont really is West Virginia's IT hub. So I managed to land a job here in town at the Tech Center, and we moved in November of 2018, and now I'm working on an Army contract. So continuing to serve how I can. It's been a wild ride, but I'm glad to be here, and I'm really looking forward to the next 10, 20 years to see what comes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your service. So Idaho, DC, Fairmont.
Yep.
Great. That's great. Well, tell us a little bit about your district, District 2.
Sure. District 2 runs the Mon River from Palatine. It technically starts in the, it encompasses the river and runs all the way out the bend, out Holt Road to, I believe that's the paper mill out there. Maybe it stops a little short. Mostly residential, a lot of the older housing. I know my house that I live in was built in the 1920s. Okay. We're over on Delaware. And at the same time, they just built 2 brand new houses right across the street. So there's a lot of diversity in the housing. There is some small business and some big business. Now, I know we have the Army National Guard Armory. We have the State Police Barracks. We have Novelis Aluminum, which they do processing and recycling for aerospace, for automotive. I mean, your Coke can is probably made by Novelis. And then we have small business like Mountain Creative, which I believe the city just honored a few months ago as, you know, an outstanding small local business. And I'm just really proud to be in District 2. I love it. It's great. You know, kids go play out in the neighborhood. Yeah. We exchange Christmas cards and cookies with the neighbors. You can sit on your porch and just have an evening, and it's a great feeling. That's fantastic.
There's a lot of areas like that in Fairmont where you have almost a 1950s feel with your community.
Yes, but you do have a lot of the 2020 amenities. You know, we're not hurting. We really aren't.
Fantastic. Great. All right. So tell us why we're here. Why do you want to run for City Council?
So one of the main reasons that I moved back, let's flash back to 2014. Again, I'm from St. Albans. We had the Elk River chemical spill. I believe it was Freedom Industries let some I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, it's 4-MCHM. We let that go into the Elk River, and that directly affected my family, my wife's family, and the question just kind of bubbled up into my mind, you know, who is looking out for my family? You know, who at the city level, the state level, county, you know, who is down there trying to protect West Virginians from being poisoned or taken advantage of, or just anything like that. And so that sort of planted the seed. A few years go by, and again, you can only spend so long in DC before you're just like, nope, I'm done. And that need to help had grown, and it turned into this, I need to be involved. And so we got back. I sat back and kind of watched how things were. You know, we showed up to a city that had just had an attempted recall on a human rights commission that hadn't had a meeting yet. And there's this massive division in the city amongst its citizens. You know, this isn't even a left-right thing. This is just people don't agree on things. And so one thing that I think I can do this successfully. I'm a unifying voice. There's a lot of things, left and right agrees on 90% of everything. They really do. There's a few fringes to the left and a few fringes to the right that have their stakeouts where they're going to die on that hill. But everybody else is just like, yeah, okay, that's something we can do work on. And I want to be that voice. I want to be the guy who's like, come in, let's talk. If you've got an idea, I want to hear it. And if you need a mouthpiece, I've been shouting at NCOs and officers for the last 10 years. I'm good at this game now.
There you go. You've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Sir, please listen when I tell you the network won't do this, but we'll go in and try it anyway.
There you go. All right. So what do you see as some of the challenges for Fairmont? And I know you addressed some already. And maybe not just what the challenges are, but what maybe you would do to address them or fix them?
Sure. One thing I've noticed, and in talking to people, it's come up a little bit. The city kind of feels like it's stuck in low gear. Things are getting done, but it feels like it's maintenance stuff. We're saving the city money here. We're doing some road maintenance. But I haven't heard anything about a big 50-year project. Nobody has come in and said we're gonna annex Monongah and make it part of Fairmont, or we're gonna work out towards Bellevue to develop a whole 2,000 house suburb, and that's things that while we don't necessarily need to be constantly doing them, I mean we're housing poor right now. If you want to attract business or you want to attract middle and high income people into your tax base, you need to have that housing resource. Downtown needs help. I was speaking with a resident and they're like, if you just put 4 doctor's offices downtown, 2 general practitioners, 2 specialists, split them down the middle, WVU, Mon Health, that's gonna bring in 50 to 70 people a day. Those people are going to have their kids with them. They might have family members with them. They're going to go to the doctor. They're going to be done. Hey, I want lunch. Let's go hit the Grape Leaf. Let's go hit Mom and Aromas. Or hey, I just got a clean bill of health. I'm going to go buy me some shoes. and that's the kind of traffic. Pretty soon you're looking at 1,000 people going downtown every day, and new small businesses popping up that we haven't even thought of yet because the demand is there.
That's good. That's great. Well, sort of dovetailing off of that. Your thoughts on some initiatives maybe or things that you would like to see brought to the table as a council member? Sure.
I am an IT guy. I didn't have internet growing up. We got my first internet connection in 2002. And the only reason we got it is because we'd moved to Columbus, Ohio. So that resource today, especially during a pandemic, it's more valuable than most other utilities at this point. And so I'd really like to see Fairmont develop its own broadband co-op. I think like 30% of our residents in the state have no high-speed internet. I know Fairmont doesn't have fiber available to residents. Now it is available to the tech center, so that puts us in a unique position of where it wouldn't be that hard to just piggyback off of that existing infrastructure that's there and really get it built nicely. The best internet in the country. I'm gonna let you take a guess. Where do you think the best internet in the nation is?
I'm going to say maybe DC or somewhere out in California.
Nope.
No.
The best internet infrastructure in the United States is in Amon, Idaho. It is a town of 16,500.
You spent some time.
Well, no, I wasn't there. That was actually up north. I was down in Mountain Home. But it's a town of 16,500. They've built their own municipal internet. They have a gigabit internet connection, which is 10 times what I have, and they pay $10 a month for it. You know, I mean, we're letting these ISPs come in and steal from us every month. $70 a month, and I'm not getting a tenth of what I'm paying for. So I really think that the city could step up and do that for business, for students, for teachers, for everybody.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you mentioned earlier the Human Rights Commission. How do you see that group sort of evolving over time and interacting with the city?
I am a very large supporter of the HRC because, unfortunately, we currently have bad actors. We have people in a position of power who have blatantly come out and said that they're not going to represent certain constituents, you know, and that's a shame that we have to deal with that on a daily basis. The Human Rights Commission is going to provide a voice for people that don't, I won't say they don't have a voice, but they need a microphone, you know? We have what I call the really bad historic measuring stick of rights. If you're white, if you're straight, if you own a house, you know, then you get a clean slate, you can do whatever, nobody questions you, you know, that's it. And that's not right. So what I like to do, and what I feel like the HRC does, is they take that measuring stick and they turn it on its head. And they look and they say, can you walk down the street without somebody assuming that you're up to something? Are you getting a job or not getting a job because of your name, or because of your hair color, or because of your pronoun? And if that's the case, if these things are happening, what can we do to stop it? We have more work to do. And that is why I feel like the HRC is important. It levels the playing field. It doesn't give anybody an advantage. It really does level the playing field.
Very good. Very good. All right, so we covered some topics here. Is there anything else that you would like to say to potential constituents?
Sure. And you know, speaking to the constituents, one thing that I really, it's sort of the foundation of my campaign, is a sense of community. I know I talked a little bit about it earlier. There are 18,500 people in Fairmont, and they come from all different walks of life. They come from all different income brackets, but everybody in this city has one thing in common, and that thing is we have all overcome some kind of a challenge. You know, it can be, I got a hole in my roof. It can be my wife's got cancer. It can be my car's broken down. You know, we've all climbed a mountain, got to the top of it, and said, I beat this. Now, at the same time, somebody across town might just be starting their climb, and now you have their map. So what we need to do as a community is we need to get you and Smith over here together and have a conversation. You help Smith, and at some point, you're gonna have a problem, and Smith has already tackled that mountain. So Smith's got your map. Crowdsourcing of information and community problem solving. There is no greater power in community life. You know, and this city has got it. It's got it in spades. And we need to stop fighting with each other over silliness and come together as a community and really start to tackle these problems. Because that's the answer. Everybody's like, oh, I don't have the answer. The answer is everybody works at it. Everybody works.
I like that, crowdsourcing. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, Alex, I appreciate you being with us this evening and kicking off this forum.
Yeah.
We certainly wish you all the best, and we want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again very soon.